Hello everyone. Hello, hello. Hola a todos.
So, welcome everyone.
Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so grateful that you are here with us today.
Yes, both the people here and also on Facebook.
Hello to everyone in Facebook. Right. We are going live in Facebook.
Okay, so tonight is a very special night because we have invited teachers from all over the world. So Eda is originally from Chile. I'm from Hong Kong. We have teachers from America, I know, Canada. Yes, and we have translators who are stationed in the Americas as well. So thank you so much to our translators tonight. They are Cora, who will translate Cantonese, and Leia, who is translating in Spanish. So Eda, so tonight we said we wanted to talk about this idea of balance.
Yeah, this idea of balance, because everything is apparently unbalanced in the world. And we think it's a very good idea to bring this on the table, because we used to think that we are unbalanced. Used to think that, but actually we are not.
I think it's interesting because usually when we think of a healthy body or a healthy mental state, we very often talk about the idea of balance, right? Our body is very smart. It knows how to regulate our temperature. When we have emotions or excess energy, we know, like in a healthy state, we're able to bring in some kind of balance back into a given range. And when we go very lopsided or very, off balance, then often we encounter problems physically, mentally, and so on. But I think what's very interesting is, at least in my culture, we think of things of like always between balance and imbalance. When things are too balanced, they're dead. Like dead things don't move. You can say they're in balance.
Okay.
Yes.
When we think about the imbalance in our Western society, we think that we are in the bad side. We never think in a positive way. What I mean is that we used to see the glass empty. So modern society in Western countries, they are more depressive, down, very depressive. Whatever happens that is not aligned with what they want to in life, they feel depressed.
I don't know. Like, for example, because I studied theater, I mean, theater is about great imbalance, right? You get stories are very boring if there's no conflict, right? And I think inherently as human beings, we are attracted to this kind of imbalance, right? That's why people want to go to the cinema to experience something that is beyond what we experience in life, to experience the imbalances that we might not feel comfortable trying out in our normal lives.
Bringing this back to what we are doing here, we try to escape. We used to try to escape from the conflicts, from the problems. We try to not to be in touch with that because it hurts too much. And actually people used to go, let's say, to the cinema, for example, in order to avoid in order to not to be responsible of their own inner dialogue, inner conversation.
It's
And that is
true.
why
I think the cinema is a safe place, right? Because you experience those imbalances, but at the same time, not really, right? But in an interesting way, I think that's also what's happening in heart imagery, right? We're experiencing things on different levels. On one hand, the images move us, right? It moves our energies inside. We're sitting very still. But at the same time, things are moving.
Yeah, sometimes people, when they are imbalanced, or when they are stuck, or when they are down, depressed, some of them are aware about what is going on inside of them, but they don't have a clue of what to do in order to be out of that state, and they stay there longer.
It's true. Like being stuck is not good. I think what's interesting for me about heart imagery, which is tonight's experience, is that heart imagery is about flow. It's very much about surrendering to the flow, being open-minded to the experience that is coming, and not trying to fix things. And in a strange way, heart imagery, the heart energy is a very centered energy. And it automatically brings ourselves on many levels into balance. So unlike other systems where you may be very intentional about healing. Oh, I am sad, so I will think of this meditation to help me, or this visualization to help me. Heart imagery just kind of believes that once you're in the heart energy, like things will automatically align. And it gives a big trust to our physical body as a system, to our emotional body as a system, and to our spiritual nature as a system to balance things out.
Yeah, with heart imagery, the good thing I would say that I had, as per my experience, when I was thinking that I was unbalanced, it is that it brings me back to my essence, whichever that essence is. There is no judgment on that, up or down. It is just what it is. So it is, in a sense, I would say, beautiful to acknowledge who you really are. It doesn't matter what society wants you to be, or what are their expectations about you. So it is an inner journey that brings you into connection with yourself, because nobody, listen to me, nobody else in this universe can do the trip for you. You are the one who has to do it, nothing else, nobody else.
Yes, we're always the protagonists of, our life. What you say about judgment, I really resonate with. I think very often we suffer because we try to control things. We don't like being in balance. So we put a lot of energy or effort into, trying to balance back ourselves. I remember when I had COVID, I asked myself, how long is this going to take? And the heart is so wonderful because the heart can give you an answer, right? And my heart basically told me, you'll be done in 48 hours. And once I knew this, I was like, great, I'm going to use these 48 hours to be in the state of imbalance, to really enjoy this. I know there's an end to this. And so I enjoyed it, honestly. It was once I stopped labeling as a, an illness I will never recover from, or put away the fear, I just experienced it as a different state. And I allowed myself to, because when I don't know what your COVID experience might have been, but for example, when I was having a very high fever, my mental state, I went into a much more not being able to sleep state. And I was like, wonderful. We spend so much time in meditation, right? Just trying to get into this alpha, theta modes. And here I was experiencing it.
I think that some people here in the room doesn't know a word about heart imagery. They have never ever tried, or they have tried just a little.
Let's put up your hands. If you're new to heart imagery,
could you
please put up, you can put up your physical hand, or you can put up your your reaction hand. It's probably easier to see. It's reaction.
No
I
reaction.
think we have a very experienced group of people. I did that while they were asleep. If you're very experienced, you can put a heart on the reaction. We see how many people are very experienced. Like you've done it a few times, you know what heart imagery is. Yes.
Yeah, my duty.
One person? Oh, come on, teachers.
All right.
So yes, please feel free to type in the chat anything you want. Yes. Okay. So Ed and I are going to lead you in some heart meditations now. There are many different types of meditations in the world. Some of them you observe your own body and sensations. Some of them ask you to focus on something, like a candle, or maybe through chanting. And heart imagery is fun. It's really fun. We'll give you some images, just like, you tell a story to children. Yeah, there's heart and there's imagery. So imagery can be visual language, but it also can be some feelings. Or some people actually hear sounds, smells even. And
go ahead.
And the other part is the heart. And it's a very specific frequency. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our consciousness to the place where our physical heart is. And then we're going to go in. And when our consciousness reaches that reference point, something amazing will happen. And we'll experience it together. Anything you want to add about heart imagery, Edda?
Yeah. Now, I was going to add that when we go doing this exercise, going into the heart, please do it as if you were a 5-year-old kid. Don't think as an adult. Don't think that how come it's possible that I am here in this place. Don't think, don't judge. Just simply be a kid and enjoy the ride. Let the images from your heart just flow. Do not create them from your mind, because you will be going out. Just stay there and enjoy the ride. And make sure that you have a pen and a paper to take notes after these. And also yes,
if you fall asleep, that's okay too. Some people, in the first time they experience it, they go into a very deep trance. We call it imagery trance, which means some part of your consciousness is functioning, but the conscious part is not. And that's okay too. You give yourself a rest.
Yeah. I think we shall start, right?
Yeah, let's start. Okay. So
what we are going to ask you is to sit straight back where you are right now, with your back straight. Have your eyes closed and just be there. We are going to guide you through this. For fun, whenever you say, I can start. Are we ready?
okay. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So we're going to move to the heart. Close your eyes. Cierra tus ojos.
Okay, we're gonna close our eyes.
Relaja tu cuerpo, tu mandíbula, tus hombros, tus caderas y respira rítmicamente.
So we're gonna relax and begin to breathe rhythmically.
A medida que vayas exhalando, exhala largo y lento por tu boca. Y luego continúas respirando por la nariz. Entonces, haz esto 3 veces.
So we're gonna inhale gently through the nose and exhale through the mouth. I'm gonna do it 3 times.
Ve, percibe siempre que tu cuerpo es una bella casa. Y en la parte superior de esta casa está la habitación del cerebro.
So see, sense, and feel that your body is a beautiful house. And on top of your house is the room of the brain.
Vas a ver que en la mitad de esa habitación hay una escalera en forma de espiral.
And when you look down, there's a spiral staircase.
Y comienzas lentamente a descender por ella.
Begin walking down the staircase.
Vas a pasar por el nivel de los ojos,
You'll pass the level of your eyes,
el nivel de la nariz,
the level of your nose,
el nivel de la boca.
the level of your mouth.
Entras en la garganta
We're going to enter the throat.
y sigues descendiendo lentamente hasta que llegues a la parte alta del pecho.
So keep going down until you reach the upper chest area.
Continúas un poco más descendiendo y llegas al final de la escalera. Gira hacia la izquierda y vas a ver una puerta, la puerta de acceso a tu corazón.
And then you reach the end of a staircase in the middle of your chest. Turn to the left, there's a door, and we call it the door of the heart.
Abre la puerta y entra a tu corazón.
Open the door and walk in.
Recuerda, cerrar la puerta detrás de ti.
Remember to close the door behind you.
Ve, percibe y siente el espacio en tu corazón.
See, sense, and feel the space of your heart.
Exhala una vez.
We breathe out one time.
Observa que estás sentado en un jardín o en un parque al aire libre. Es temprano por la mañana y el sol está brillando justo a la altura de tu frente.
See, sense, and feel yourself in a garden, in the morning at a time of day where the sun is at the level of your forehead.
Ve, percibe y siente la tibieza y la luz de los rayos del sol en tu frente.
See, sense, and feel the warmth and the sun coming towards you.
Ve, percibe y siente cómo el sol muy lentamente se mueve en dirección hacia tu cabeza, hacia tu frente. El sol está ahora justo por el medio de tu frente y ahora está dentro de tu cabeza.
See, sense, and feel the sun actually coming towards you, slowly, slowly, towards your head, into your forehead, inside the middle of your forehead, inside your head.
Lleva tu mirada y tus ojos hacia adentro y ve el sol dentro de tu cabeza.
So turn your eyes inside you and see the sun inside of your head.
Exhala una vez.
We breathe out one time.
Ve cómo el sol comienza lentamente a descender a través de tu garganta, iluminándola muy intensamente.
See the sun coming slowly through your throat, powerfully lighting up your throat.
Ve cómo el sol desciende lentamente por tu cuerpo e ingresa a la zona alta de tu pecho. Y observa cómo toda esta área brilla intensamente.
And now see the sun coming slowly into the upper chest area. It's shining very powerfully, lighting up the whole area.
Ve cómo el sol desciende lentamente hacia la zona baja de tu pecho, entibiándola por completo.
See the sun slowly coming down to your lower chest area. It warms up the whole area.
Observa, ve, percibe y siente cómo el sol desciende lentamente dentro de ti hacia el área de tu estómago.
And now see the sun move slowly down to your stomach area.
See the sun, ve cómo el sol desciende lentamente hacia tu abdomen, entibiándolo por completo.
See the sun coming down to your abdomen. It is warming up the whole area.
Exhala una vez.
We exhale once.
Ve, percibe y siente que la tibieza y la luz del sol entran tus riñones y desde ahí sube por tu columna vertebral. Tu columna es un árbol y la luz va subiendo alrededor de esta columna en un movimiento espiral de izquierda a derecha, exactamente igual como lo hacen las ramas en un árbol.
See, sense, and feel the warmth and the light of the sun going inside your kidneys. And from there, it goes up your whole spine. The spine is like a tree, and the light is going from the spine to the left, to the right, exactly like the branches of a tree.
Exhala una vez, abre tus ojos y comparte o escribe tu experiencia.
So we breathe out one time. And we slowly, slowly open our eyes. If you like, you can write down your experience.
Or share the experience with us. Or share in the chat box.
Yes.
Anyone would like to share in the chat box the experience? In your own language, of course.
How was it? Yeah, this is quite a classical exercise. Yes. We like to do, in general, I like to do pair it up. After the sun, we need the other side. The yang energy is very strong, right? So we need some yin energy to balance it back out.
Yeah, Maria Jose Ramirez, she writes there a lot of peace, and it is difficult to come back to the room again. I would like to stay right.
It's also quite different today because we're doing it with translation. So there's a lot of pauses, a lot of space for each participant to really experience it.
Is there anybody that feels nothing at all?
Yeah. Anyone fell asleep or like I was thinking of coffee or something? That's also okay and normal too.
Yeah, Juan Francisco says, it has been difficult for me to visualize the sun inside of me. There was not enough light inside.
Some people are very connected to the sun, and some people are more connected to the moon. It depends. I don't know, it may depend on what you physically need. But also you can, if you wanted it to be brighter, you can imagine turning up, you know how some lights, there's a dial you can turn up. You can imagine turning up one of the dials of the lights. Beautiful. So Ava says, at first I was crying, but the sun in my head gave me a deep peace. Wow. Well, shall we go do the moon to balance things out?
Anyway, I would like to add something.
Please.
Each of the images that you are seeing inside, with light, without light, low light, whatever, these are your images, and nobody can interpret them. Nobody, just you. We cannot interpret what is going on inside of you. That is why heart imagery is so important, because you get into connection with yourself. You get the hints and you get the answers. That's a beautiful part. Thank you.
Other thing I also think is important is that very often people think of dreams or images as symbols for interpretation, for messages. What does it mean when I feel, for example, I was doing it and I felt pain in my knee? Is there a deeper meaning? But I think it's also important to trust that the image is an experience of its own. So for example, red can symbolize anger or passion or whatever. But you can also just experience the color red as itself. And that is very important, I think.
Yeah.
So let's experience the moon.
Let's go to the moon. Right.
Let's do the moon. I like the moon.
Give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
Sure, yes. Sure, yes. Okay. The moon.
Ah, I need to find the moon. Give me a moment to find my moon. Hổ, 我哋合埋兩隻眼。
Cierra tus ojos. Comienza a relajar tu mandíbula. Relaja tus hombros, tus caderas, tus piernas y respira rítmicamente. Al exhalar, vas a exhalar largo y lento por tu boca y vas a continuar respirando por la nariz. Esto lo vas a hacer 3 veces. Ve, percibe o siente que tu cuerpo es una bella casa y en la parte superior de esta casa está la habitación del cerebro. En la mitad de la habitación del cerebro puedes ver que hay una escalera en forma de espiral que desciende y termina en la mitad de tu pecho. Comienza a descender por la escalera. Muy lentamente vas a pasar al nivel de tus ojos. Continúas descendiendo, pasas por el nivel de tu nariz. Continúas descendiendo la boca. Continúas descendiendo, entras en la garganta, que es un gran túnel negro. Sigues descendiendo y vas a llegar a la parte alta de tu pecho. Continúas descendiendo unos pasos más y ya has llegado al final de la escalera, es decir, en el medio de tu pecho. Gira hacia la izquierda y vas a ver que hay una puerta. La puerta de acceso a tu corazón. Abre la puerta y entra a tu corazón. Recuerda, por favor, cerrar la puerta detrás de ti. Ve, percibe y siente el espacio en tu corazón. Exhala una vez. Ve, percibe o siente que estás sentado en un jardín o en un parque al aire libre. Ya es de noche y observas cómo la luna brilla intensamente en lo alto de un hermoso cielo estrellado. Ve, percibe y siente que la luz de la luna viene hacia ti. Ve, percibe y siente que la luna está acercándose lenta, muy lentamente, y se dirige hacia tus pies, frente a ti. Ahora la luna comienza a entrar directamente a través de las plantas de tus pies. Ve, percibe y siente que la luz blanca y clara de la luna está limpiando completamente en movimientos espirales tu pie derecho y luego tu pie izquierdo. Continúa observando y sintiendo la luz de la luna y ve, percibe y siente cómo la luz de la luna comienza a subir en forma de espiral, limpiando tu rodilla derecha y tu rodilla izquierda. Continúa subiendo y ve, percibe y siente que la luz blanca de la luna continúa subiendo lentamente, limpiando tu cadera derecha y tu cadera izquierda. Exhala una vez. Ve, percibe y siente que la luz blanca destellante de la luna sube desde tus caderas hacia tu columna vertebral en un solo halo de luz, abarcando todos tus órganos y todo tu cuerpo en la parte superior e inferior. Tu columna vertebral es como un árbol y la luz va subiendo por este tronco alrededor de tu columna de derecha a izquierda, exactamente igual como lo hacen las ramas en un árbol, abarcando todos tus órganos y todo tu cuerpo. Exhala una vez, abre tus ojos y comparte con nosotros tu experiencia o escríbela en un papel.
How was that for everyone? Can you feel the difference between the moon and the sun?
There is still let them
In the,
enjoy. Let them enjoy.
how was it for you, Edda?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was like a light, white light coming inside of me, clean up everything. It was like a, I don't know how to call the light. The light was like a bone, like a white bone light, like this, like bones.
What does Maria say? Something white?
Maria, there is a message from Valeria previously.
Mm-hmm.
Valeria says, it was difficult for me. It is in the chat there.
Yes.
It was difficult for me to visualize the sun, but when it was in my chest, I feel that there was a kind of waves moving as if my body were sea waves waiting for that sun. That was wonderful. I could feel the warm, huge one, and the bright things from the drops of water lighting up with the sun. Thanks for the experience. That was, she said, Valeria. Now regarding the, I'm waiting for corazon. Okay. Regarding the what Maria Jose is saying right now, she said, I became completely white.
Oh, wow.
And she said now there was a huge liberation on my hips. It was very comfortable to feel that. It was like it stayed there with this white, but brilliantly white and powerful light, white energy to stay there, not to moving from there.
Beautiful.
You can write out in the chat if you want to share.
Yes. 聽下啲香港人有咩你可以寫落去個 chat，或者你想嚟講都得。Marjorie says the moonlight was like a soft light, and the light covered my constricted energy, released like a shadow in the light. Oh wow. Yes. Edda, I wanted to ask you, how does it feel different speaking in Spanish and English for you in the meditation?
Well, it's interesting because you know, English is not my second language. It's just, I mean, it's a second language. It's not my mother tongue, I mean. but the rhythm in English is very soft. It's very nice. The rhythm. I like it. I do really like it. In Spanish, it has more words, more things drop in there in order to understand what the English mean, you know. But I like English. It's so clear for me, really. I feel connected. Yeah, most of the time I meditate on English, not in Spanish.
Oh, wow. I found Cantonese so much more familiar for me. I don't know if it's because I usually teach in Cantonese, or if it's because it's my mother tongue, or if it's because I'm setting the rhythm. But yeah, it was, yeah, so much faster.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to give some time to the teachers in the groups. So what we're going to do now is that it's like listening to music.
Yeah, we have to say something about what Francisco is writing down in the chat in Spanish. He said, the sensations of feeling bathed by the moonlight has been more comfortable to me. There should be, because we have here almost 40 Celsius degrees from here in this part of the world, and the warm light of the moon is good to us. I don't know if I'm putting something from my mind in all this, but I just let it go, and I prefer to flow with this climatic preferences that I have.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. It is. Yeah, I have a question. What about listening to Cantonese? Already Marjorie typed down there, but what about the Spanish people? How is to listening to Cantonese, the meditation? Or how do you feel? Please write down in the chat. It's interesting. These are the experiments that we are doing. They are texting. Yeah. Because someone was asking me yesterday, what about Cantonese?
What about it?
Leah is translating, okay? And I said to that person that it is beautiful to listen to Cantonese because the rhythm is really nice to the ears and nice to the soul. Sometimes I try to find out, what are you saying? Sometimes you repeat some sounds, which are words, and I say, okay, she's in that part of the meditation. But it's so beautiful, really, really beautiful.
Okay, we're gonna stop the Facebook Live here, I think. So if you want to join us from Facebook, please follow a link here. You're very welcome to come, and we're going to be in small breakout rooms right now. Yes, so Facebook people, bye.
Bye.
See you at a nice time. Or come,
Facebook. Digan adiós a los de Facebook. Bye.
Bye. Or come here. Yes, come. Welcome. Yeah. Wait, watch out. I have to end the Facebook, not end the meeting.